So we've got 25 mile to 30 mile an hour winds today at the lake, and a lot of it's being blocked by the trees right now, because once I get out over the lake to where the water is crashing out on those rocks, it's going to be the full 30 mile an hour winds. If they're out there, I'm going to catch them. And then to the right of me over here, I've got some birds, some seagulls that are just sitting there. They haven't gone out over the water in the last 5 minutes. So I'm going to take out the rescue jacket. I just had an order for Oceanic Institute that wanted hot pink rescue jackets with red neon wetsuits. All right, so we're going to take out the rescue jacket and we're just going to basically see how it does in the 25 mile an hour winds. I'm using the break wall to kind of protect the drone and the trees and my car, just to kind of give me an advantage to get the drone up in the air, because most accidents occur as you're getting the drone up in the wind. So once I'm up, everything is fine. I don't want to go too fast. I want to just keep it a nice cinema pace, and I want to see if the horizon is going to stay clean, if the drone is going to buckle at all, and eventually I'm going to hit that wind full speed. And to be honest, I wouldn't say it was 30 mile an hour winds. I would say it's about 20 mile an hour winds. And right here I get hit for the first time. The wind hits me directly, kind of stops me in my tracks. The fact that I wasn't moving slow. So now I'm just readjusting a little bit. It pushed the gimbal down a little bit on me, and now I'm back. And one of the things I like to do is I'm constantly checking the smart controller to see if that signal is going to be clean, which means I'm not going to go really high. I want to stay low and get lower, and just give me an idea of how good the signal is with the smart controller, and if I'm going to disconnect at some point. So that's the reason why I'm staying low out here. And again, I'm checking for the cinema mode, seeing if it's shaking, if the wind is going to cause any vibration to the rescue jacket, and it just handles it incredibly well. I mean, that is clean, clear video. And I actually make about 7 passes. I'm just going to show the one here, or maybe 2. And now I'm going to make the turn. Now this is where you can get in trouble, because the wind can hit the drone and kind of flip it to the side. So I'm trying to go slow, but the wind is kind of forcing me a little quicker. So what I'll do in the next shot is I'll slow motion it, just to make it look a little nicer. But you can see my car out there. You can see how low I am. And everything's going really well. Now this is the second one. I'm a little bit higher, not as low. I'm taking somewhat the same path, and I have the camera a little bit higher. Now keep in mind it's raining this entire time, but you can't see it. You know, I talk about that all the time, that unless the rain is coming down in buckets, you just don't really see it. So now I'm going with the wind. I'm going to pick up speed here, and that's why I slowed it down a little bit. So the footage looks pretty good to me, pretty clean, and I'm just amazed with the rescue jacket on the Air 2. It's just like the perfect balance, and I'm flying more and more with it all the time because of the different advantages that the rescue jacket offers that you just don't think about. So you see that pod to the right? My next video, I'm going to remote land on that pod with those uneven rocks. I'm going to see if I can't land, hang out there for about maybe 20-30 minutes, and then lift up and come back. So that's kind of my next project, is to put a little helipad out there eventually for myself. And there's another spot on the other side of the lake that I'd like to do the same thing. So now I'm just flying back, and you could see it's still raining the entire time. I got a couple drops on the lens that you saw, Nothing big.
And the wetsuit did amazing in the rain. You could see it. I didn't do anything to it. I don't do anything to it. I'm just going to let it dry just like this until tomorrow. And that's it. I'm not going to touch it with a towel or a paper towel. I'm not going to touch the lens. None of it. I don't do any of that. It's just going to dry on its own. And it'll be good to fly tomorrow.